for more attention to be given to the island's small business sector. Government officials touring capital works projects on Grand Bahama. And a special award ceremony for persons in the performing arts.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkeson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce installing officers and directors for the 2018-2019 year. The Deputy Prime Minister on Grand Bahama Island for that event. Officers and directors of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce installed in grand style at the Grand Lucayne Resort on Friday afternoon. Scores of persons from the Grand Bahama community turned out in support of the new 2018-2019 board. Incoming President Greg LaRota is sharing his vision for the year ahead.
I often start by saying, I want to grow our membership. Seems simple enough, but they're stranded numbers. I want to promote the fact that we are an all-inclusive chamber, representing businesses from East End to West End and all points in between. Wherever there is commerce on Grand Bahama, we want to be there. When it comes to covering Grand Bahama from that standpoint, let it be the sun, setting us, and then us.
Guest speaker for the event, Deputy Prime Minister K. Peter Turnquest, telling the business community that while Grand Bahama may be considered an industrial island, more focus must be placed on the small business sector.
There's a long history of collaboration between the government of the Bahamas and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce in support of the small business sector. On the government's part, these efforts are ably led today by my ministerial colleague, Minister Kwesi Thompson here in Grand Bahama, and his team at the Office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama. And they've been doing a fantastic job. For the Chamber, although every year you go through your ritual of transition, the Chamber has always been a reliable institutional partner for collaboration in this area. So when I look ahead at the plans this government has for 2019 and beyond, at the vision we have for the future of Grand Bahama, I know one thing for certain. If we are going to be successful and to successfully engender and strengthen a resurgence of the small business sector in Grand Bahama, it is going to depend on us sustaining and strengthening the strong relationships that exist between the government, the Chamber, and the wider Grand Bahama community.
Turnquest adding that the year 2019 will be a busy one.
In the next few weeks, we will announce several new ways for entrepreneurs across the Bahamas to access financing. And we will announce new small development initiatives spearheaded by the Small Business Development Center, specifically located here in Grand Bahama. I repeat, not just here in Freeport, initiatives for entrepreneurs in West End and East End, and across the islands of Grand Bahama, and indeed across the Bahamas. The Chamber of Commerce is one of the founding institutional partners for the Small Business Development Center, and naturally your involvement will be integral to our success.
He adds that in addition to these targeted programs, a development boom is expected. He pointed to Dev Digital, a global company that has taken advantage of the Commercial Enterprise Act.
Bahamians can take advantage of it also. And there are advantages in that act that are beneficial to certain types of businesses. And so I encourage you to have another look at that and to put on your thinking caps in that regard.
The newly installed board also includes First Vice President Daniel Lowe, Second Vice President Dan Romance, and Vice President Orman Saunders. Well, government officials touring several capital works projects on Grand Bahama on Friday afternoon. The first stop was the Smiths Point seawall. After a few challenges over the years, the $7 million project is just about to be completed. The road was recently paved throughout the community and railings are now being placed on the seawall. Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for East Grand Bahama, the Honorable K. Peter Turnquest, says he is pleased with the project and the work done by WAR Construction.
I think for the future, this will bode very well for the community of Smiths Point, as it will open up not only the existing restaurants and bars that we have along this strip, but it will give additional opportunities for other entrepreneurs, hopefully to take advantage of this wonderful piece of infrastructure here and to make a living for themselves. I anticipate certainly that we will draw enough visitors to this area that we can create full employment in this community, and that is the goal. We want to look at this wall and see how we can further beautify it and create a cultural interest, maybe doing a mural of some sort that will paint the picture of this community.
Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, Aram Lewis, says the road will be officially opened soon.
We have some 700 plus linear feet of top railings. We are awaiting the arrival of the second batch, and as soon as that batch arrives here, wall construction will immediately commence installation. And once that is done, we're going to do all the final testing to ensure stability, to ensure that all the code requirements are met, and then we start planning the opening of the road and the seawall.
Now, the team also toured other capital works projects on Grand Bahama. Well, senior police officers conducting an inspection on the Junkanoo site downtown ahead of the Junior Junkanoo Parade set for next Saturday. Ramiko Knowles was there.
The 20th annual City of Freeport District Council Junior Junkanoo Parade is fast approaching, and top cops are on the parade route, ensuring that all goes well on January 26th. Assistant Commissioner of Police Samuel Butler says that police will be out in full force, ensuring the safety of the general public and those participating in the Junior Junkanoo Parade.
We're right on the heel of our New Year's Junkanoo Parade, and the police force here in Grand Bahama, certainly as promised, we're out in full numbers, and we promise the general public that the environment will be safe. This Junior Junkanoo will be no less. We'll bring every available officer to these areas to ensure that particularly our younger children are safe.
Chairman of the Grand Bahama Junkanoo Committee, Kevin Russell, says they are anticipating a wonderful parade, adding that with 33 schools participating, there won't be any delays.
We have to get them out as quickly as we can. Now, in the second round, the preschool schools, they're just going to probably have one lap. So I think we're going to have chance and time to put out some characters, Disney characters and everything, and give some toys and gadgets to the crowd. We anticipate something good.
The chairman also taking the time to address statements made about the Junkanoo Committee and judges during the New Year's Day Junkanoo Parade.
We did not choose the judges. We had nothing to do with the judging. All I did that day was read out the results. Now, you have some people, they've lodged appeals, and we're going to hear those appeals. Due process must be the order of the day. You know, we must be the face of due process. We can't really run wild, because if we do it like that, then everyone is going to do it. And we're setting a dangerous precedent. We want to keep things as clean as we can.
Person responsible for cultural affairs in the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Monique Leary, says this is one of the largest Junior Junkanoo parades in recent years. Schools from East, West and Central Grand Bahama will be taking part in the cultural event.
And I want to congratulate the Ministry of Education and their teachers and coordinators who really put themselves out there to continue this culture and to help the children to understand what it's all about. The kids just want to have fun. They want to come out and experience. This is their bay. And they just want to come out and experience and have some good times.
Pioneers Way will be filled with Junkanoo music on January 26. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
In news from the crime beat, police on Grand Bahama say a routine traffic stop has resulted in the recovery of an illegal firearm, and the driver of that vehicle is now wanted by police. Now, reports say around 3 p.m. yesterday, officers, while in the downtown area, observed a gray Infiniti that was parked in the streets unattended with the engine running. While making the necessary checks, a male exited a nearby restaurant, entered the vehicle, and sped off. Officers gave chase, and the vehicle crashed crashed in the area of Tasman Close and Adventurers Way, where the suspect escaped on foot. Now, a 9mm containing 6 live rounds of ammunition was discovered in that vehicle. Now, the search is on tonight for the alleged driver, 32-year-old Tony Jamal Smith, also known as Jamal Penn, aka Fool. He is wanted by the Central Detective Unit for possession of an illegal firearm, and he is considered armed and extremely dangerous. He is described as 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing in at about 188 pounds, with medium brown complexion and average build. His last known address is listed as number 50 Kelly Lane off Johnson Road, New Providence. He is also known to reside at Tarrytown, Grand Bahama. If you can help police locate Tony Jamal Smith, aka Jamal Penn, aka Fool, you should contact CDU at 350-3107 through 12, 911 or 919. Meantime, police in Grand Bahama needs your help in locating 43-year-old Tavares DeMonte Beckford, a.k.a. Foe. He is wanted by the Central Detective Unit for attempted murder and is considered to be extremely dangerous. He is described as standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighing 134 pounds, with medium brown complexion and slim build. His last known address is Zimbabwe Avenue, New Providence, and number 8 Frobisher Circle, Grand Bahama. If you have any information on the whereabouts of 43-year-old Tavares DeMonte Beckford, a.k.a. Foe, you're asked to contact the Central Detective Unit in Grand Bahama at telephone numbers 350-3107 through 12, 911-919, or you may call your nearest police station. And this just in, some sad news to report tonight is that NS News has learned that retired Chief Superintendent of Police Basil Raming has passed away. Raming has had a long, distinguished career in policing, having worked in several areas, including the Traffic Division, Mobile, and Police Headquarters. After retiring from the Police Department, Raming worked as the Deputy Controller of the Road Traffic Department here in Freeport. Raming passed away at his home in Freeport this afternoon. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.